Every other Thursday night on Big Brother, Julie Chen utters the same words. Turner, as the current HOH, you will only vote in the event of a tie. Well, she doesn't always say Turner, but you know what I mean. Tie votes are only possible when an odd number of house guests are in the house, as with one person as the HOH and two players as the nominees, that leaves an even number of voters, which could lead to a split even vote. However, with how kumbaya the house can get, a split vote rarely ever happens, let alone enough of a split to make it exactly even enough to cause a true tie vote. But when it does, it can get really interesting. Whether it's a true split house, a vote planned ahead of time to hide allegiances, or an attempt to make the HOH reveal their cards in front of everybody, a tie vote is arguably never more boring than a regular eviction. It guarantees that at least half of the house voted for the incorrect person to leave, and that can leave the house guests wondering who flipped as they quickly try and squirm for safety after the blindside. Throughout Big Brother US history, there have been 16 tie votes, as well as 2 in Big Brother Canada, and today we'll be looking into each one to see what the implications were that led to such an exciting eviction. Some are shocking, some are brutal, and some are downright legendary. These are the most exciting tie votes in Big Brother history.
The votes are in, and we have a tie. 1 vote to evict Steve, 1 vote to evict Austin. Vanessa, as current HOH.
The earliest a tie vote could ever happen would be, obviously, week 1. That would be crazy though. In order for that to happen, you needed an odd number of people in the house, a perfect split down the middle, and people willing to put themselves out there in week 1. That would never happen, right? Right? In Big Brother 11, in the very first week with 13 people in the house, a tie vote occurred. Jesse was the HOH, and the final nominees were Chima and Braden. Jordan fought hard to rally the votes to keep Braden, and based on everything she had done, it looked to be a 6-4 vote to keep Braden at the end of the week. But one little rascal named Ronnie decided he wasn't going to play ball with that side, and instead he flipped his vote, voted out Braden, pinned it on Michelle, and forced the tie. So, come eviction night, it was a shock to half of the house when, instead of Chima being evicted in a vote of 6-4, Julie announced it was a 5-5 tie, and Jesse, without much fanfare, evicted Braden. Having a tie vote in the first week is absolutely crazy, and it's one of the wildest week 1s ever.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I'm going to hell. I vote to evict Braden.
House guests, the votes are in, and we have a tie.
Braden, I vote to evict you.
It is official, Braden.
No tie vote has ever occurred at the final 11, so the next round that a tie could happen would be at the final 9. With 16 total voters, a 3-3 split is not as out of the ordinary as one may think, and it's happened 3 times throughout the show's history. The first time happened in Big Brother 3. Jerry won the HOH and nominated the showmance duo of Lisa and Eric. While the house saw Eric as a bigger threat, Roddy led a charge in the original 6 alliance to try and save Eric and evict Lisa. While Roddy was successful in convincing the members of his alliance to keep Eric, they were only 3 votes, and on eviction night, the vote came as a 3-3 tie, and Jerry broke it in favor of evicting Eric and keeping Lisa safe.
For the first time on Big Brother 3, we have a tie.
Well, I thought about this, and therefore I vote to evict Eric.
Eric, the decision is final.
Let's go, people.
The second tie at the final 9 happened just 2 seasons later, and to me, it's the most head-scratching one. Adria won the HOH at the final 9 of Big Brother 5, and instead of having a nice, easy week, she wanted to divide the house and chose to turn her back on her alliance and nominate Will next to Marvin. Then throughout the week, she went around goading people to force a tie so that she could break the tie and make the sole decision for the week, which ended up being the case. The vote came in 3-3, and Adria sealed the deal on turning on her alliance by sending home Will. But, as things often do in life, karma came back like a boomerang.
And that's why she walked around the house the other day telling everybody, go ahead and force the tie, that's what I want.
House guests, and we have a tie.
I really don't know what to do, so I've tossed a coin in my head and I evict choose Will.
Will, I have to make it official. You have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
Thank you, Julie.
Right,
Adria,
guys.
if karma's...
Sorry.
Now listen now. If karma's a boomerang, I'll see you sooner than later.
What?
The last tie vote at the final 9, coincidentally, happened in Big Brother 9. After coming back into the house immediately after being evicted, James went on to win the HOH and promised Natalie that Matt would not be nominated. But, as it is Big Brother, he of course went back on his word and nominated Matt at the veto ceremony where he sat next to Ryan. Come eviction night, Matt was able to scrape up 3 votes to stay from his allies, but it was not enough to overcome a tie, and not wanting to back down from the big move he had put into motion, James, with as few words as possible, broke the tie to evict Matt.
You want to put up Maddie?
Yep.
Okay, deal.
Okay.
James.
I have decided to nominate Matt.
House guests, the votes are in, and we face the nominees and cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Matt.
Matt, it's official.
After the final 9 comes and goes, the next opportunity for a tie vote is at the final 7. With only 4 voters, a 2-2 vote will force a tie, and it has happened 4 times throughout Big Brother history. The first time happened in Big Brother 13, and one of the craziest double evictions of all time. After Kalia won the HOH, she nominated 2 of the biggest threats left in the game, Jeff and Rachel. One clown shoe veto later, both were still on the block, and one was about to be evicted. If the eviction had happened just 3 hours earlier, Jeff likely would have been safe, but due to a fight that had taken place just 2 hours before the eviction, Jeff's then ally Shelly turned her back on Jeff and sided with Porsche to make a strong move. With both of their votes, it was enough to force a 2-2 tie between Jeff and Rachel, and Kalia ended Jeff's stay in the house by breaking the tie to evict Jeff.
Shelly, I mean, we had a blow up this morning. This whole time in the house, we've been together.
I'm sorry, Jeff. But you stand between this for my family.
House guests, the votes are in. We have a tie.
I'm really, really sorry. I think you're awesome. I think you're great at this game, and I think you have the absolute ability to win it, and that's why I have to evict you, Jeff. I'm sorry.
It's official, Jeff. You are evicted from the Big Brother house.
Good job, everyone's character. Keep
2 seasons later, we get another crazy tie-break vote at the final 7. Amanda was on the block against Spencer, and knowing she had 2 votes to stay in McCrae and Andy, Amanda did the unimaginable and actually convinced Alyssa, the person she relentlessly tormented throughout the entire season, to flip to her side and keep her. Meaning, Amanda originally was going into a 2-2 vote, but she flipped it to be a 3-1 vote in favor of her staying. Well, this would have been the case had Andy not secretly flipped on them and voted out Amanda anyways, bringing it back to a 2-2 tie vote, where Gina Marie then casted the tiebreaker vote to evict Amanda, and Alyssa and McCrae both pointed the finger at one another, thinking that they flipped, while Andy stood in the background with nobody suspecting him until it was too late.
I want to vote for you this night. Come on, I swear to God.
What the hell is happening?
This is only a game move, but I vote to evict Spencer.
I vote to evict Amanda.
And we have a tie.
Love you guys very much. Nothing personal, it's all in the game move, but Amanda, get to stepping.
It's official.
3 seasons later, we get a pretty standard but still fun 2-2 tie vote. At the second final 7 of Big Brother 18, Nicole was HOH and Michelle and Paul were on the block. Natalie and James were 100% positive that Nicole and Corey were going to keep Michelle safe and reassured Big Meech all week long that she was good, but little did they know that Nicole and Corey started working very closely with Paul and Victor, which was proven on eviction night when Corey and Victor voted to keep Paul, resulting in a 2-2 tie, which Nicole happily broke in favor of evicting Michelle.
House guests, the votes are in, and we have a tie. 2 votes for Paul, 2 votes for Michelle. Nicole?
Okay, you guys both are great. Strategically, sorry, Michelle, I have to vote to evict you.
It's official.
Vic is the ultimate butt kisser.
Mitch, I am sorry.
And you guys need to get Nicole. I'm going to go to final 2 for sure. I'm really going to go to final 2. If you guys don't get her out, that's why I voted you out.
The last 2-2 tie vote is by far the most orchestrated one yet. In Big Brother 19, Paul was trying to figure out the best way to evict Jason without Alex and Jason thinking that Paul betrayed them. To do this, Paul set out a plan where themselves and Alex would vote to evict Kevin, while Raven and Josh would evict Jason, with Christmas casting the tie-breaking vote to send Jason home. This would put all of the blame on Josh and Christmas while keeping Paul's name clean, and it actually worked out exactly as Paul planned. It was a 2-2 tie. Christmas blindsided Jason during the tie-breaking vote, and Alex thought Paul was still loyal to her and did exactly as they said the following round when she won the HOH. Pretty dynamic stuff here.
My strategy to get Jason out this week with my hands completely clean, which is to cover my tracks and have the votes come down to a tie. I vote to evict Kevin.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Julie.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I sadly vote to evict Jason.
And we have a tie.
So in this point in the game, everybody here is my friend. And unfortunately, at this time, I have to vote to evict Jason.
Man! And now, the simplest and most common time for a tie vote to occur is at the final 5. With just 2 people voting, it's easy to put together that if each of these house guests votes for a different nominated house guest, the result is a 1-to-1 tie, which forces the HOH to cast the tie-breaking vote in front of everyone. Throughout Big Brother history, the majority of tie votes happen at the final 5 due to how simple it is to execute, and overall there have been 8 instances of a tie vote happening at the final 5. The first occurrence happened in Big Brother 2. Will was nominated next to Bunky, but realized that he only needed to secure 1 vote and then convince Hardy, the HOH, to keep him in order to be safe. He roped in Nicole and Hardy on a deal that would promise that if Will won the final 4 HOH, he would not nominate the 2 of them together so that they would both make it to the final 3. They foolishly believed him, and come eviction night, Will and Bunky each received 1 vote, which called for Hardy to cast the tie-breaking vote, which he did in Will's favor, evicting Bunky and making him the first player to ever leave the game on a tie vote.
House guests, for the first time, we have a tie. There is 1 vote to evict Bunky, 1 vote to evict Will.
Because of the strategic nature of this game at this point, I choose to evict Bunky. And, you know, I love you, man. It's because it's strategy. I hope you understand that.
The following season, we get one of the most iconic tie votes in the show's history. In Big Brother 3, Marcellas was nominated next to Amy at the final 5, and Marcellas went on to win the veto. But instead of saving himself, he was confident that Amy would go home, and in an effort to not have either Lisa or Danielle be the replacement nominee, Marcellas chose to stay on the block. Unbeknownst to him, Jason, the HOH, and Danielle were secretly targeting Marcellas for the week, so when it came time for eviction, Lisa wasn't in on the plan and voted out Amy, but Danielle voted out Marcellas, and when it came back as a 1-to-1 tie for Jason to break, Jason famously uttered these words to Marcellas, sealing his fate.
As harsh and as terrible as it is, you should have used the veto. I'm sorry, but I vote to evict you, Marcellas.
Let me just cut in here and make it official. Marcellas, you are now evicted from the Big Brother house.
At the final 5 of Big Brother 6, it was simply just a split house. Howie and April were nominated after Janelle won the veto to save herself, and even though Janelle's vote was inconsequential as the friendship had the numbers, she still voted to save Howie to spite the other side, forcing Yvette to break the tie and evict Howie herself.
You know, Vetta, she crawled and scraped after 11 weeks, HOH, got rid of the best-looking guy in BB history and the star of the show. And
the votes are in, and we have a tie.
Unfortunately, I have to evict you, Howie.
Howie, it's official. You've been evicted from the Big Brother house. How are you?
You're cute. Wow.
Please have a seat.
Is your husband as cute as me?
At the final 5 of Big Brother 9, Natalie and Sharon were both nominated come eviction night, and although Natalie thought she had the votes of both Adam and Ryan, they wanted her out, but to try and keep their hands clean, they agreed to have Adam vote out Sharon and Ryan vote out Natalie to force Sheila, the HOH, to break the tie and evict Natalie. Although the boys agreed to keep who voted for who a secret, Adam instantly went back on this and whispered to Natalie that he voted to keep her in order to sway her favor in the jury, which Ryan caught him doing. Anyways, Natalie was blindsided that both boys didn't vote to keep her, and Sheila drove the dagger even deeper when she broke the tie and evicted her. This one was a fun one.
I don't care. I am going to be here in peace, and I'm
There
doing my
have
hair.
words that have been spoken.
Because this will be good for you. You can defend yourself.
I vote to evict Natalie.
I vote to evict Sharon from Big Brother house.
And we have a tie.
Well, Natalie, you just told all of America you would evict me. You did say that in the back room, that I would be on the block, and I can't risk this. So I'm sorry, Natalie, I'm evicting you.
In Big Brother 11, it was the casuals' nightmare at the final 5 when both Jeff and Jordan were on the block come eviction night. Even with Michelle's vote, it was another futile effort for Jeff as Natalie and Kevin were set in their ways on taking out the biggest threat left in the game. So when eviction night came and it was a 1-to-1 tie vote, Kevin got up and for a split second it looked like he might evict Jordan. But no, he was only playing it up for the show and he evicted Jeff.
The votes are in, and we have a tie.
Well, it's coming to the point of the game where I have to make decisions that further me in this game, and I'm sorry to have to do this. I'm sorry, Jordan, to have to do this, but I'm gonna have to vote to evict your friend, Jeff. Nice, desperate try. You're out of here.
Jeff, it is official.
C'est la vie. It hurts. I lost.
In Big Brother 13, Jordan is involved once more in the Final 5 tie vote, but this time she was one of the vote casters. After Adam chose not to make a big move with the veto, Porsche and Kalia were on the block come eviction night. Adam voted for Kalia, who was Rachel's target, but surprisingly to some, Jordan voted to evict Porsche instead. Jordan voted this way because of a deal that Jordan and Kalia had made earlier in their season to never target or evict the other, which, fun fact, is part of the reason why Jordan was left untouched during the final 7 tiebreaker round that sent Jeff home that we talked about earlier. Anyways, this caused a tied 1-1 vote, which left Rachel, the HOH, with the duty to send one of them home, and since Rachel was actually quite close with Porsche, she cast the tie-breaking vote to send Kalia home.
House guests, we have a tie. One vote to evict Porsche, one to evict Kalia.
I do believe in competitors, Kalia, 100%. However, I am a competitor. I've fought my heart out to be in this game, and I have to evict you. I am so sorry. You've stepped up in this game, and I do respect you.
In Big Brother 17, we get probably the second most famous tie vote in all of Big Brother. After Johnny Mac saved himself with the veto at the final 5, Austin somewhat volunteered to go up on the block instead of his showmance Liz, as he knew he would be safe against Steve, as he thought he had Liz, Vanessa, and even Johnny Mac's vote to stay. But unfortunately for him, he had a big storm coming. Not wanting to let a showmance get to the final 4, Johnny Mac and Vanessa flipped the script and planned a brutal blindside of Austin. On eviction night, Austin, confident as can be, sat in awe as he heard Julie announce the vote count was a tie of 1-1, and cold-blooded as can be, Vanessa sent the killing blow Austin's way and broke the tie to evict him and his bare feet. Austin could not believe it and sat in the chairs for a pretty awkward amount of time afterwards. It was glorious. Good luck, Austin.
Hi, John.
What's up, lady?
Please cast your vote to evict.
It's time for some blood, people! I vote to evict Austin.
The votes are in, and we have a tie. One vote to evict Steve, one vote to evict Austin.
You guys, this is brutal for me. I'm really sorry, but I came here to play a game, and it's a game decision. I'm sorry. Austin, I vote to evict you.
It's official. Austin,
I'm sorry, Ben.
You are evicted.
I'm sorry. I love you to death outside of this house. I'm sorry, but you are an unbelievable strategist, and I hope you
can't
can
win the
understand.
game. You can't win.
I'm
You're
so
not going to
sorry.
win the jury votes.
I know that.
I knew it was too good to be true. Good luck, Austin.
And for the last time that we would see a tie vote in the US version, in Big Brother 19, we get one of the most fabricated ties of all time. At the final 5, Alex and Kevin were on the block. Wanting to save face with Alex, even though she knew that she was going home, Paul voted for Kevin to try and save a little bit of face with her, forcing a 1-1 tie where Paul would hope to look the slightest bit good in Alex's eyes, but knowing that Josh would still evict Alex anyways. The vote was 1-1, and Josh broke the tie to evict Alex, so all went according to plan, except for the part where Alex appreciated Paul's vote. She didn't fall for that part.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Kevin.
The votes are in, and we have a tie.
I just want to say that I love all you guys, and this has to be one of the hardest decisions I've made in this game. Alex, only God knows how much I've appreciated your friendship. I don't see myself beating you in the end, so I'm so sorry, Alex, from the bottom of my heart, but I vote to evict you.
It's official. Alex.
Now, I typically try not to include Big Brother Canada in these videos as it just makes the runtime longer and it is a lot more work, but since there have only been 2 tie votes in Big Brother Canada history, and one of them is one of the wildest tie votes in the history of any Big Brother, I decided, what the hell, let's tackle them. The first is, admittedly, pretty boring. In Big Brother Canada 3, at the final 5, it was another situation very similar to the Big Brother 6 final 5 tiebreaker. It was just a split house. After the twosome of Ashley and Pilar were nominated by Brittany, Ashley won the veto to save herself, causing Brittany to nominate Godfrey in her place, but knowing that they still had the votes to get out Pilar. Ashley still voted for Pilar to stay out of loyalty, but Sarah voted against her, and when the vote came back as a 1-1 tie, it was an easy decision for Brittany, and Pilar was evicted in 5th place.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
Please cast your vote to evict.
I vote to evict Godfrey.
I vote to evict Pilar.
That means we have a tie, and a tie must be broken. We have a tie.
Holy smokes, I'm so sorry. This breaks my heart. It's just a numbers thing. I absolutely love you, and I'll miss your smile every day. Peely, I vote for you.
Bye.
Power, guys. Bye. Do I get to change? Can I change?
Won the HOH and nominated Kyra and Maki. Kyra was the initial target, and Dane even swore on his father that he would keep Maki if given the decision. However, the target eventually shifted over to Maki after Maki told Dane he was going to nominate him given the chance and throwing out the names of some of the pretty boys. Kalia was successful in her rally, and on eviction night, the vote came back as a 5-5 tie, forcing Dane to not only break the tie, but his word, as Dane broke the promise he made on his father and evicted Maki from the house. It was exciting as all hell.
It's a tie. Maki and Kyra, you both received 5 votes.
Just like in this game, just like life, you live and learn by your mistakes. And I made a terrible mistake this week. I'm sorry the guy upstairs, but I'm sorry for the man down here. I vote to evict Mac Daddy.
A plague on this house, yo. I put a plague on all you guys. You guys are all fake, man. A plague on this whole house.
Do you think you started playing too late?
Yes, I definitely don't know this game.
And there we go. Overall, there have been 18 tie votes throughout North American Big Brother history, and even the ones that aren't interesting, I still find joy in. The fact that the HOH has to vote in front of everybody makes things that much more intense, and oftentimes it leaves half the house stunned and in awe as they realize they better start scrambling for a better position. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I, of course, need to give that extra special shout out to all of my YouTube members who without a doubt would never find themselves in a tie vote situation, as they clearly would stay unanimously each and every time they were nominated. Except for Cheesy Knots. He's too much of a threat. And, as always, here's a clip for you on your way out.
I can't wait to see the battle.
All right, thank you, Howie. Thank you, April.
1 veto to 0 powers of veto. Remember Big Brother 3? The pawn was, habitually gone.
You, Maggie. Jen. Annie.
Hello. You were tattooing the last candy.
Good luck.
Thank
I want
you
to
so
see
Howie.
cluster. I want to see some.
Thanks for the lightsabers. We love you, Howie. Bye.
How are you?
Cute. Wow.